Hello again, and welcome back. So, tonight, I'm actually going to switch it up. I'm not playing Logan this time, I'm actually playing Scarlet Witch. And I found a really cool deck that I was interested in giving a shot that basically uses the shield cards for boost control so that you can maximize molecular decay and hex bolts. So I want to give that a shot and see how it goes. And I'm going to play against Ebony Maw. So doing kind of magic versus magic here. Got everything all set up already. I haven't gotten my my encounter stand yet, but it should be here either in the next 2 or 3 days. So I'll be excited to try that out so that we don't have this whole beacon thing over here. You can actually see the cards. One thing at a time, right? Okay, so attack on nowhere. Oh god, only 6? That's not fun. When revealed, each player discards cards from the top of the encounter deck until a spell environment is discarded and put it into play in their play area. Shuffle the encounter discard pile into the encounter deck. Alright, here we go. Alright. That didn't take long. Pacification. Enters play with 3 invocation counters on it. Forced response after the last invocation counter is removed from pacification. Discard it. Exhaust each upgrade you control. You are stunned. That is not good. Ah! What an awful way to start. Alright, well. Also, using a different playmat today. The Deep Rock Galactic playmat that came with the board game. That's fun. Maybe I'll do that sometime. Sorcerer Supreme in my opening hand? Well, well. Let's mulligan these. Really kind of need to rely on some of my setup cards earlier on. Otherwise, ho ho! Speaking of which, government liaison early on is definitely good. Man, having that and Sorcerer Supreme in my opening hand. Alright. Much as I'd love to come out swinging hard right off the bat. I don't know. Then again, I am playing single player. I wonder if I should just be totally careless. Might regret that statement. Let's hang on to that. And this. Oh, well, actually, I already mulliganed, so I guess I have to, huh? Well, okay. So here we go. So opening hand, I've got Sorcerer Supreme and Government Liaison, both of which I'd love to have in play right now. Scarlet Witch Crest. So the first thing I'll do is play Spiritual Meditation, a 0-cost event. Play only if you have the Mystic trait. Draw 2 cards, choose and discard a card from your hand. So I'll draw 2. Well, well. I'm I'm going to discard Surveillance Team. But I did draw another Spiritual Meditation. So I'll play that again. Draw 2. Oh, what kind of shuffling goof ballery is this? Alright. But the resource is certainly what I wanted. So I guess I'll ditch the global logistics this time. And I'll play the other spiritual meditation to do it again. Alright, so it looks like we're stuck with this one. No. Actually, I can use Wanda's power. Action. Discard 2 cards from your hand. Draw 2 cards. Draw 3 cards instead if Pietro is in play. So I'm going to discard 2 and draw 2. Hey, now we're talking. Now let's get things paid for. Alright, so I'm going to pay 2 with energy and play Sorcerer Supreme. And then I'm going to... Let me think. If I stay in Alter Ego, that 1 will turn into 2 because of the auto scheme. And then he'll scheme for 2. That'll make it 4 out of 6. And if the boost is a 2 or higher, so it's almost a guaranteed flip. That's not great. But I do have Sorcerer Supreme in my hand, or in my play area now. So now I don't have to worry about hand size. In that case, I might as well flip. So I'll do that. Might as well hold on to Magic Shield. Oh, man. It's like the whole synergy of this deck kind of relies on this. But I didn't expect to have a Molecular Decay in my hand so early. You know what? Let's just stick to the theme, I guess. So I'll pay 2. I'll play Government Liaison. And then I guess I'll attack for 1. Okay. And I'll hold on to the rest. So... okay. So I'll hold on to these, and then my hand size, because the Sorcerer Supreme is now 6. So 3, 4, 5, and 6. Ooh. Alright. Hold on to that Magic Shield. Alright. So the auto threat goes on. So Attack on Nowhere is now at 2 out of 6. Ebony Maw attacks. I'll go ahead and take this first one. That is only 1 damage. Pretty awesome. And then the invocation counter comes off of pacification. And then the encounter card. Outrider. When revealed, discard a card at random from your hand. That's not great. Goodbye, Scarlet Witch's Crest. I hardly knew ye. Alright, what are we left with? Well, I certainly can't afford Heimdall at the moment. So I guess what I'm going to do is I'm going to play Global Logistics. Exhaust one shield card you control, so Government Liaison. I'll exhaust that. Look at the top 4 cards of a player deck or encounter deck, discard any number of those, and put the others back on the top and or bottom of that deck in any order. So the top 4, I'm going to choose the encounter deck. 1, 2, 3, 4. Get them all in frame here. Okay, let's see. Hexbolt is discard the top 3 cards of the encounter deck. A 0 is deal 2 damage. So one of those would be handy. 1 is remove 2 threat from a scheme, and 2 is draw a card. So I'm going to discard 1, and then I'll put them back on top of the discard pile, or I'm sorry, of the encounter deck, like that. Thank you, Global Logistics. I will then pay 2 and play a Hexbolt. Hero action. Discard the top 3 cards of the encounter deck. For each card discarded this way that has boost icons equal to 0. Deal 2 damage to an enemy. Goodbye, Outrider. Card number 2. 1. Remove 2 threat from a scheme. And done. And then 3. Draw 1 card. Wapa. Thank you, Hexbolt. But I can afford neither of these cards. I guess I'll attack for 1. Just chipping away. Ready everything. I'll ditch the surveillance team for now. And draw up to 6. 3, 4, 5, 6. Yowza. Okay. Pay for these like this, maybe? Ooh, Government Liaison can pay for part of Helicarrier. Yeah, okay. Alright, bad guy stuff. Threat number 1. And then Ebony Maw attacks. I will take it. So 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And then the encounter card. Oh. And then the encounter card. Ah, hell. Alright, well, I gotta flip and exhaust so I can remove... it's the obligation, Slipping Sanity. You may give to Wanda Maximoff. You may flip to Alter Ego and choose exhaust Wanda, remove from the game, or discard the top 5 cards of the encounter deck, and for each star icon in the boost area discarded this way, place 1 threat on the main scheme, and then discard this obligation. Yeah, we're not doing that, so we're gonna flip and exhaust. Which stinks, because I got some attacks in my hand, so I'm going to flip right back up. I'm going to exhaust Government Liaison and pay 2 to play Helicarrier. I'm going to use the helicarrier for 1, 2, 3. Yeah. For a molecular decay, which is deal 5 damage. And discard the top 2 cards of the encounter deck. For each boost icon discarded this way, deal 1 additional damage to that enemy. Card number 1. No boost icon, so I'm going to use Scarlet Witch's Interrupt. When boost icons on an encounter card would be counted, discard the top card of the encounter deck and count the number of boost icons on that card instead. So you can use that once per phase. So there's 1, so that's 1 additional damage. And then the second card, 2. So 2 additional damage. And that's all I can do on that turn. So, ready everything. Draw up to 6. Oh, hello, Agatha. 4, 5, 6. Wow. Okay. Ooh, okay. We'll see how this goes. Alright. Bad guy things. Put 1 on attack on nowhere. And then Ebony Maw attacks. So 1, 2, 3. And then pacification goes off. After the last invocation counter is removed, discard it, exhaust each upgrade you control, which is your Sorcerer Supreme. It doesn't do anything. And you are stunned. That's less good. Okay. And then the encounter card. When revealed, discard a card at random from your hand. These damned Outriders. They're the worst. They're just here to be annoying. Well, so much for the molecular decay. That stinks. Alright, my turn. Well, in that case, I'm going to use Chaos Magic. Play a card from your hand, ignoring its resource cost. Discard the cards from the top of the encounter deck equal to the card's printed resource cost. So I'm going to play that for Monica Chang, which costs 3. So 1, 2, 3. After Monica Chang enters play, search your deck, hand, and discard pile for a copy of Surveillance Team. Put it into play. Place 1 Snoop counter on each Surveillance Team you control. I know there's one in my discard pile. Okay, so that enters play with 3 counters on it. And then Monica puts 1 counter on it. Okay. I will immediately use 1 counter, remove 1 threat. I'm going to use the Helicarrier +1 to play a Hex Bolt. Discard the top 3 of the encounter deck. For each card discarded this way that has boost icons equal to, etc. So 3 cards. 1, draw a card for the 2 boost icons. 2, 1, remove 2 threat from a scheme. And number 3, 2, draw a card. Man, I hate to burn a Warp Reality, but I'm going to flip down anyway, so I'm going to pay 1 to play Agatha. Running out of space here. I'm going to attack this Outrider with Monica. I'm going to flip and then recover for 3. I'm going to exhaust Agatha. Exhaust Agatha Harkness. Look at the top 3 cards of your deck. Add 1 of those to your hand. Place the rest on the bottom of your deck in any order. So 1, 2, 3. Oh, I guess I'll put Nick in my hand. Put the other 2 on the bottom of my deck. Ooh, there's only 5 cards there. Better be careful. I don't want another encounter card this round. Okay, that'll be my turn. Yeah, that'll be my turn. I'll drop the Magic Shield. So draw to 6, which I believe is my whole deck now. Yep. Oh dang. Got 2 Hex Bolts, Nick Fury, Quake, Quicksilver. Wildly expensive hand. Isn't that always how it goes? I'm definitely going to be grabbing an extra encounter card this turn. Okay, so ready everything. Ready. And the surveillance team. Okay, so bad guy things. 1 goes on here. Ebony Maw schemes. 2. Ha. And then +1 for the Outrider. So, and then the encounter card. Reactor Overload. When revealed, each player must choose to either take 2 damage or place 2 threat here. That would make that 5. So I guess I'll take the 2 damage. All right, my turn. I'll recover for 3. I'm going to use my Can I afford to get Quicksilver into play? 1. It'd be better to put Nick into play and see what cards I get. Yeah. So I have to flip up. And then exhaust Government Liaison and Helicarrier. Helicarrier is exhaust Helicarrier, choose a player, reduce the resource cost of the next card, player plays this phase by 1. And Government Liaison is exhaust Government Liaison, play a shield card from your hand, reducing its resource cost by 1. which lets me play Nick for 2. So I'll pay 2. And then draw. I'm going to use the after Nick Fury enters play, choose 1, remove 2 threat from his scheme, draw 3 cards, or deal 4 damage to an enemy. At the end of the round, if Nick Fury is still in play, discard him. So I am going to be using the card draw. For show. Which means I get an extra encounter card this turn for reshuffling. 1, 2, 3. Man, I got hex bolts for days. Okay. I'm going to thwart with Monica, which the consequential damage takes her away, and thwart with Nick to get rid of this reactor overload. I'm going to use Surveillance Team, take 1 off Attack on Nowhere. And then I'm going to pay 2 for a Hex Bolt. We know the drill at this point. Discard the top 3. Number 1, 3. Place a status card on a character. Let's stun Ebony Maw. Number 2, draw a card. Ooh. And number 3, 0, deal 2 damage to an enemy. Get rid of this Outrider. Okay. And the reason I can do Hex Bolt while stunned is this is a hero action. This is actually not an attack. Which is super nice. But I'm going to have to do something about that stun by the time Molecular Decay comes back around. Oh, shoot. You know what? No, I shouldn't stun Ebony Maw because I can block with Nick Fury. Instead, I will choose to take a Tough. That way, after Nick Fury goes away on the next round, I can still eat a second attack. That'll be a better choice. And then I'm going to play a second Hex Bolt. So nice, I'll do it twice. Number 1, 3. Place a status card on a character. Well, in that case, I will confuse the Maw. I'll buy me some time next time I have to flip. Number 2, draw a card. Hello again, Quake. And number 3, 2, draw a card. Oh, got the whole team here. You know what? Since I have the cards for it, let's just do it a third time. We'll do another Hex Bolt. Just rip through them. Number 1, 2 cards. Draw a card. Alright. Number 2, 1. Remove 2 threat from a scheme. Handy. And number 3. Oh, thank goodness. Place a status card on a character. Well, this is just silly now. Well. Too bad I can't double confuse him. I guess I'll stun him. Not that it matters. Well, I mean, he won't flip the boost card for his stun. Or for the attack against Nick, I mean. So that'll at least save a turn, I guess. Alright, whatever. Cool. Well, that's that turn. What a bunch of craziness. Chaos, even. Alright. I'll exhaust everything. Bad guy things. There's the threat. Ebony Maw attacks, but he doesn't because he is stunned. And then the encounter cards. Number 1. The villain and each minion engaged with you attacks you. Well, you know what? Suddenly that stun just made everything worth it, doesn't it? Nick will block this one. Ha ha ha. Boom. Thank you for your service, Nicholas. And then the other encounter card. Pacification again. I'm still apparently stunned from the last one, for what that's worth. My turn. I never drew my cards. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Silly goose. Alright. Well, there's a global logistics, and I have no... no Hex Bolt or Molecular Decay to play off of it. So let's spiritually meditate to draw 2 and discard 1. Another global logistics, outstanding. Well, isn't this fun? This is not great. Let's see. I'll attack so that I can clear this stun. I'll exhaust Government Liaison and Helicarrier to play another surveillance team. Put the counters on now. I'll exhaust that fresh surveillance team. And take one of this here threat off. Oh, I never discarded one of the cards after Spiritual Meditation, so I'll just discard... no, actually, I'll discard Homeland Intervention. You know what else I'll do, just to be a jerk, is I will flip I'm going to pay 1 to play a Magic Shield, which is an upgrade. When a friendly character would take any amount of damage, discard Magic Shield, prevent 3 of that damage. I will then exhaust Agatha. Look at the top 3 cards of your deck. Add 1 of those cards to your hand. Place the rest on the bottom in any order. So 1, 2, 3. Oh, hello, my son. So I'll put Wiccan in my hand. Put the other 2 on the bottom. I now have a target for that energy, so I'll pay 2. Play Wiccan. You know what? I'll go ahead and play... Do I have any shield cards in play that aren't exhausted? I sure do. I'll play Global Logistics. I'll exhaust Surveillance team. Look at the top 4 cards of player or encounter deck. Oh, shoot. Nope, there is only one. Arrgh. I have to save this power play for next turn. What have I done? Okay. I will end my turn then. Exhaust all of this. Do I want to hang on to both of these? Yeah, I'll get rid of the warp reality. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Yeah. Yep, okay. This is good. This is good. Alright. Bad guy things. And I am in alter ego. He schemes, but he's confused. So that goes away. So he does not activate. And then the encounter card. Attached to Ebony Maw. Prevent all damage to Ebony Maw. Forced response. After abjuration, prevents 2 or more damage from a single attack. Discard it. Well, that stinks. But the nice thing is, I don't have to reshuffle the encounter deck currently, so there's no acceleration token. Ha. Oh, whoops. Looks like things are starting to drift a little bit out of frame here. Let's fix that a little bit. Alright. My turn. I'm going to use Spiritual Meditation. Draw 2, discard 1. I'll discard Homeland Intervention. Man, this stinks. I don't really have a way to deal 2 or more damage from a single attack, except Molecular Decay, which does so much damage. It would be a huge waste. Well, I'll exhaust Agatha. See if I can get lucky here. 1, 2, 3. What do I have in my hand? The extra resource in my hand will certainly help to not have to eat so much of a loss as a result of having to do this twice. So I guess I'll take Genius, put the other 2 on the bottom. And then I'll recover, which puts me back at full health. And then flip. Really Probably not how I wanted this to go, but that's how the cards are played sometimes. So I'm going to pay 3 and play Molecular Decay to deal 5 damage. That gets rid of Abjuration. And then discard the top 2 cards of the encounter deck. Oh, you know what? Because of the way that's worded, at least I can still get the damage from the other ones. Because it's deal 5 damage to an enemy from an attack. And then discard the top 2 cards and deal additional damage. Okay. It's not worded as such where the whole thing is dealt, where the total damage, yeah, game rules, etc. So, top 2. 1 additional. Okay, so 1. I'm going to use my interrupt to discard the top card and recount that one. There we go. So it does 3 damage. 1, 2, 3. Putting him at 1 health. I'm going to attack with Wiccan to deal that 1 damage, which will flip him. When revealed, each player discards cards from the top of the encounter deck until they discard a spell card and put that card in. Yuck. Rubble Storm. I just realized that they all have Surge on them. I should have played another encounter card when that pacification came out. Oh well. Not the worst rules bungling that I've done. With the way this game is going, I highly doubt it would have turned the tide in his favor. Okay. When Ebony Maw activates against you, remove an invocation counter. Okay. Oh, right. This one starts with 3. I guess I should finish setting up, right? And then he has 18 health. Okay. So I'm going to exhaust the Helicarrier. Nope, hold on. First I'm gonna play Global Logistics. Exhaust a shield card you control. We'll exhaust Government Liaison. Look at the top 4 cards of the play deck or encounter deck. Discard, put them back in any order, etc. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So I'm going to put these 2 on top for Molecular Decay. You know what? That's actually not the worst order for things. So I'm going to put them back just like that. And then I'm going to pay 2. And exhaust Helicarrier for a total of 3. And play Molecular Decay. Deal 5 damage. And then discard the top 2 cards in the encounter deck. For each boost icon discarded this way, deal 1 additional damage to that enemy. I wonder what they could be. 1, 2, 3, 4. Not bad. And that's all I've got for this turn. So, already all of it. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Sir, I believe this game's about to come to an end. All right. One. Ooh. Hold up. That's right. The acceleration token's on there now. So it goes up to 4. Ebony Maw will attack, but I have tough, so I don't care. So 2, 3. Goodbye, tough. And then a token comes off of each of the spells. And then the encounter card. The villain and each minion engages with you attacks you. Just as foreseen. So he attacks again. So 2, 5. Woo! So I'm going to interrupt with Magic Shield. When a friendly character would take any amount of damage, discard Magic Shield. Prevent 3 of that damage. So I take 2. And then one more token comes off each of these. Well, now I have to beat him because I really don't want both of these spells to go off. It would not be the most bueno thing to happen. So, what I will choose to do instead is use a Global Logistics, exhaust Government Liaison to satisfy the shield requirement. Look at the top 4. 1, 2, 3. All these gross boost abilities. Yuck. All right. What is Hex Bolt? What's the order for Hex Bolt? You think I'd remember. I just used it a billion times. 0 is deal 2 damage. And 1 is remove 2 threat. I'm not going to have enough resources to do all of them, though. So I'm going to discard the Outriders for sure. I'll discard one of these and hope for the best on the next one. And if it's a misfire, I can use my interrupt to at least grab one more past that. So I'll exhaust Helicarrier for 1, and then pay 2 more to play Molecular Decay. Deal 5 damage. Discard the top 2. There's 1. Alright, here we go. 3! Yeah! Boom! Chaos Manipulation. That went way better than I thought it would. This deck is a lot of fun. What I'm noticing is this is very much a don't prioritize the setup, just prioritize the best possible play you have at the moment. I know that probably sounds silly because that's like, game theory, but sometimes it's nicer to prioritize getting set up for the long run and then reap the benefits over time. This is very much when you have the cards to do the maximum effect, always use those cards first. You can put the setup stuff in play later when you get it again, or if you can find it again, etc. Like I've had this freaking crest in my hand multiple times now, and I've just been waiting to play it. but honestly, it just never really became necessary because of being able to play global logistics. That was good. That was very fun. Let me look up who it was that made this deck so I can give a proper thanks here. Checking out Marvelcdb. Scarlet Witch. This would be... I don't know how to pronounce that name, so I'm going to try my best here. It just disappeared. Oh, the Romeo. Got it. Haha. The Romeo 3517. So, the Romeo 3517 on Marvelcdb. This is Scarlet Witch Chaos Manipulator. Very, very good deck. I enjoyed this a lot. So, thank you to the Romeo and Marvelcdb. I'm going to wrap this one up here, decide what to do next, and I hope to see you again soon.